Hello guys, how we doing? Phil Kent here, and just continue my own OLSP 50-day challenge that I set quite some time ago now. Time is ticking and we're getting towards the big 5-0 because today is already day 48. Can you believe it? It's unbelievable how fast it goes when you set these challenges and you clock the days one by one. So we are up to day 48. Unbelievable. 2 more days to go. It's going to finish on the Saturday, which is quite because I go away next week as well. And we are joined by our superstar special guest today. Let's bring her in. It's nice and dark, nice and dark and nice and early.
Oh, God. It's so early.
What time is it with you now then? It's about 5 in the morning?
No, it's 6.
It's 6. Well, that's a lying. Come on. I mean, when I'm up at 5 o'clock every morning over here in the UK, and I'm at the gym for 6 a.m. 4 times a week.
Oh my God, I've never been a morning workout person.
Oh yeah, I love it. I mean, and when I mentioned it to Ilse, she was so jealous because she said, "You have a gym that opens at 6." I said, "Yeah." I said, "Be honest." I said, "I'd prefer it 5:30 because you have to wait sometimes for it to open." You know, but she says, "Oh no, around here we've only got gyms that open at 9." I said, "9? That's just madness." I said, "No, I couldn't wait that long." Now we have a couple of ones near us that are 24-hour.
Nice.
But yeah, the 6 o'clock is good. Yeah, so I'm up at 5. I leave the house about 5:30, and 4 times a week on average.
Nice.
I go down there.
I'm not a gym person. I work out at home. I have everything I need right here.
I used to have the stuff at home when lockdown hit. We got some bits and pieces indoors, but it's nice to go to the gym because we've got a pool there as well. So and all the other bits and pieces. So I like going for a swim and jump in the spa pool afterwards, and then a bit of sauna. Good way to start the day. It's a cool way to start the day. So nice of you to join us. It almost looks like you've got Christmas in the background there with lights and stuff.
I have a huge plant that I actually just kind of put fairy lights in. It's growing all over my wall.
I thought you're one of these people that celebrates early, you know.
No, I'm not at all.
We've actually got some stores here, some supermarkets have already got their Christmas aisles in. It's crazy. Yes, don't ask.
It's still August.
I know. This is the UK for you. It's getting worse every year. So how are we? How are we doing?
Good. I was up until midnight talking to a friend last night about marketing.
No surprises there. Yeah, I did message Ilse just before, and she's tied up somewhere else. So as usual, busy lady. Yeah. And she said, "I'm busy. I'm tied up." And I said, "Oh, okay." She's got 2 names. I think because she could actually do with 2 bodies and put one, you know. But she may try and tag along on the end. So never mind. We were joined by yourself, which is lovely to see, even though it's bright and early where you are. You're waking up, but you did. I see you about because I see you comment. So I said, "Oh, well, let's see if she wants to jump on," because you were trying to jump on before the 50 hit.
I know. And I tried the other day, but I managed to do it right after you jumped off. So
never mind. You're here today, and that's what counts. So
yeah.
So yeah, you were doing a little ebook or something yesterday, weren't you? Or a little launch last night?
Yeah, I was trying to do launch, and Facebook has changed. Ilse and I were trying to go live on my Facebook, but I couldn't add her to do it. So we ended up just recording a video of the 2 of us, and then we had to do it probably about 10 times. So I have a lot of bloopers. So while she was sleeping, I ended up stitching all the bloopers together and making a little video.
You got there. That's all that matters. Yeah. Facebook's a funny thing.
Yeah, I did launch my ebook yesterday, and it's on Etsy, it's on Instagram, it's on TikTok, it's on Facebook.
Hey, look at you, go girl. Yeah. Great. Well, if anyone wants to check out your timeline, no doubt they'll be able to find a link for it. So go for it. Let us know how it goes. So what I actually give a title for today's of why challenges work. I thought it was quite apt because it was coming to the end. And when I was speaking to Ilse yesterday, you know, she actually said that it's going down remarkably well with the VIPs, because she's a great champion. She really is. I mean, she's like my virtual assistant, but in real life. You know, because she's brought she's brought people to the lives, and she's always saying about it on the VIP Zooms, which is really good. And she said it's actually generated a bit of sort of what's the word, inspiration for the right reasons. She said, because they're saying now, and even Wayne and that have picked up on it, saying, well, yeah, the VIP should be doing something like this. And they do work. And I've actually set a challenge to one of my own dominators who is currently doing it. He's doing okay. I said to him, do a live every day. You know, I said, there's your challenge. And I think he's going to go for about 30 days, which is quite a good one to start with. And I say to people, do them, because if you set yourself these challenges, especially if it incorporates something such as a Facebook Live, and the reason I titled it is why do challenges work, because when you've got that challenge in place, it creates that accountability, and that's the key word.
Yeah,
you know, because
totally.
you feel like you have to do it, because if you miss a day, then that's it. The challenge is null and void. You've got to pretty much start over. If you don't have that challenge in place, it's so easy to say, you know what, I'm going to leave it today, I'll do it tomorrow. And then the procrastination creeps in, and next thing you know, it's, you don't do it the next day either. You know, it's like not going to the gym. Oh, I'll leave it today, and then next thing happens, you miss a couple of days, and that's not a good idea.
Gosh, that procrastination gets you every time.
It does. It's so easy to creep up. But when you got that challenge in place, you kind of feel like, you know, you have to do it because the challenge is there.
Yeah.
And that's how one of my dominators is reacting the same way. I mean, he did one yesterday, and it was only just over a minute long, because he's a bus driver and he does tours, and all his tours were coming. The tours were coming back a bit quicker than he expected, so he cut it off. But he still did the minute and a half or whatever it was, so he still did his live. And that was the beauty of it. If he hadn't had the challenge in place, I don't think he would have done it. You know, and when I've spoken to him, I said, I've noticed the difference in him. It's really going up, you know, from when he did his first one, which was sort of scratching about. He really didn't know what to say. And, you know, even though he was quite comfortable going on camera, he just didn't really know what to do or say. Watching him now, and he's on day 11, 12, the difference in nearly 2 weeks, his confidence is up. He's just chatting away. He's done a couple. He's just walking down the street now, holding his phone and chatting. I said, what a difference. And I said to him, you're really coming up. And that's another reason. And he said, yeah, I'm feeling better. I'm getting more interaction. He said, it's bringing me Facebook to life a little bit, because people are messaging me saying, hey, I've seen your lives, and da-da-da. And it's a great thing. You're getting on your reels, and they're watchable. People love watching videos, and we speak about it all the time. And you do your reels, don't you?
I do. And I've kind of been switching up mine quite a bit in the last week, because I've noticed that everybody is kind of doing the same thing and copying each other with the same content. And I'm trying to narrow down my niche quite a bit, because I'm targeting a very specific demographic.
Right.
My followers on TikTok are definitely not the ones I want.
Nope.
I mean, my last video yesterday did really well. But Instagram, I have almost 800 followers. It's a new account. And I got that really within like the last 3 days.
Right.
My views are going up on there, but my engagement still isn't really that great on Instagram. I get more engagement on Facebook.
Yes,
for sure. And it's really interesting, like when you look at the views on some of my videos, like when I went away for a week, and I just kind of did a little video of my hiking and fishing and stuff like that. Like that video took off. And then I've had some, like my one with Ilse yesterday, hasn't done anything.
No.
So
you can never. It's a battle with the algorithms always, and you know, you never really know. I mean, and we all switch it up. We all try things, and it's crazy. I mean, I use CapCut for some of mine. I've tried to teach CapCut. It's so easy on the phone. You know, these are the things you can do. I've told a story. I told the same story a couple of times on here when I was at my wife and she went to get her hair done. So I just went in. I I go and wait in the local sort of cafe and just have a coffee and sit there until she comes. And I said, it's so easy to just grab the phone, get on a CapCut, bring in a couple of templates, post it, boom, you know, and you can do this in like 5-10 minutes with a breeze, you know, really, really easily. And I'll try and relay this to some of the dominators. I said, this is how easy it is to post content when you've got your phone in your hand. And I've been experimenting a little bit differently. I've done a lot where I've pulled in my own sort of screenshots from OLSP and things like that. And lately I've been just directly downloading some of the CapCut guys' own templates and just putting them on. And some have just get the usual sort of 200 mark. But then one I did the other evening, it just took off, you know, you know, and you think you don't do anything different really. You just write the same similar things on the thing. And, you know, you try and mix up the hashtags. So you generally sort of mix them around a little bit, as we know. But this particular one, I posted about sort of 9-10 in the evening our time. And by 9 in the morning, it was just about to hit 1,000 views, 1,000 plays. I was like, whoa, this really took off, you know, and it was in such a short time frame as well. Then you try and do something similar the following evening and it got 140 views. You think, hang on a minute, what's going on here? You know, and I think they just do it on purpose. They decide sometimes what they want to show. And I'm a genuine believer. I don't think hashtags really come into it that much unless you can get yourself onto the main page.
I don't think hashtags really matter that much on TikTok. They do matter on Instagram. But overdoing your hashtags, you don't want to do, because if you have too many of them, then Instagram isn't going to show your post to lots of people, because they'll show you like little bits in, like, say, affiliate marketing. And then if you have like single moms, then they'll show a little bit over there. And so it'll do that with all your hashtags. So if you have like the maximum 30 hashtags, then you're not going to get the views that you want. So you really want to like narrow down your niche, and then you want to narrow down your hashtags, and you don't want to use the ones that are oversaturated already, because then you're going to be competing with ones that are getting 100,000 views. And again, you won't get seen on the For You page.
Yeah, I mean, it is a battle, and if you try and look things up for information on it, you'll always find mixed information. Some people say, "Oh, just use 3," or "Just use 5." Others will say, "No, go up to 10." You know, and I think really it is trial and error with your own ways, because you're never going to find, you know, because there's so much different information out there, and it's such a beast to tackle. I don't do much on TikTok now. I think TikTok is just can be a real pain in the backside, you know. It's just a different beast. It's so much more. I find it's so stricter, and it's, you know, it's just hard work, you know. Because I used it when I was in RPM. I did the RPM challenge, and you know, over that course, I was posting sort of 3 a day on each of the platforms, and the main one I had the problems with was TikTok. You know, there was, you know, I think I had over the 30-day challenge. I think I had 4 taken down, which were all reinstated. Absolutely nothing wrong with them, but it's just a pain in the backside to have to go through that appeal process and then wait the 12 to 24 hours for them to say, "Oh, your video's fine. We'll put it back up for you." You know, and it's so restricting. It's very hard to get high views over there. I find it's a little bit easier to expand on Instagram, but like you say, on the other flip side, you can get really penalized on Instagram for no reason, and you get a video that just gets like silly low views, and you're thinking, come on, it's worth more than that, you know?
Yeah, I got Instagram blocked for like almost 2 days. I wasn't allowed to do anything on there. Yeah, I unfollowed too many people at once, and they restricted my account massively. And it even like went over to Facebook as well, because when I was trying to add people on Facebook, it wouldn't let me.
These are the things that we all battle with on a daily basis behind the scenes, and it does drive you mad. I mean, I had a very similar thing when I was taking friends off my friend list with Facebook, and you thinking that shouldn't be a problem because you're trying to get people off that you don't want on there anymore. And again, you go over a certain amount, and they say, hey, well, you've been doing that far too much. You're going to stop you doing that for 24 hours. You're thinking, come on, I'm just taking people off. What's wrong? And like you said, they can't add too many, can't take too many off. And it is frustrating. It's easy to see why a lot of people that I used to have online with Facebook went to other platforms, because the algorithms and the restrictions just drove them insane. Because just when you think you're working it out, then Facebook goes, oh, we're going to change it all up. Yes. Just when you've got it all figured out, we're gonna mess everything right up for everybody.
Yeah, I've been doing Facebook stuff for, like, running ads and stuff for years. So, I mean, it changes so fast all the time. And even like with paid ads, you never know what you're going to get. And honestly, like, it's not worth it when you are competing with companies that have millions of dollars.
That's right. They've got huge budget, huge pockets. You've got the little guy's got sort of no chance, really. And like we spoke about it last time you were on, Leah and I. So I used to do a lot of fan pages, and I used to get a lot of success with fan pages when they were booming. Now it's just hard work. You have to boost everything that you put on there. That wasn't the case. You could run I could run low budget ads before just to boost the fan page, then I could stop them ads, and it would just grow organically. And I had a load of them at one stage. I was doing a sort of quite big thing. Now it's just hard work. They want you to boost everything and pay for everything, and it's like you said, you're competing against people, and if you've only got a small budget, you've got no chance. They're going to really sort of cap you and limit you, and because they want you to spend money, which which unfortunately becomes an expensive way to do things. I mean, I'm looking personally on the Instagram front to open a brand new account. I've got quite a few followers on there, but I had a huge gap where I stepped away from the online scene for a good sort of 2 or 3 years, and so everything just went flat. So the number I've got on Instagram doesn't really reflect at all, because I think most of them are probably maybe not even on there, or they're not good. They're not active followers anymore, where it was a long time ago. And I'm seriously thinking to start afresh with a fresh account and get fresh followers, and hopefully that will work better in my favor. That's one of the things I'm certainly looking to do.
Yeah, I mean, I tried using like an old account at first when I first started setting up OLSP, but then I realized I really just wanted a separate business account. So I kind of had an account that I had made and I'd never done anything with. So I started with that, and really over the last week, I've been getting followers.
Yeah.
I think I had, what was it, Tuesday I had 182 followers, and by Wednesday morning when I got up, I had over 500. So
that's a good growth. Really good growth. Yeah.
And now I think I'm sitting at 800.
Well, that's good. Yeah, that sort of growth is what you want, isn't it? As a nice sort of steady growth. Exactly. Have you tried using Clapper? That's quite good. I get quite a good views on there.
I've never even heard of that.
Okay, look it up on your phone. It's not a free one. It's you can put a link straight in your bio and things like that. So it's Clapper. As in the hands. Yeah. I was told about it about 2 months back, and it came at a good time, because it was the time when I was struggling with TikTok, and someone told me about it. I said, "Oh, try Clapper. It's quite new," and I went on to Clapper and started posting a few video shorts and that. And in the space of I think it was only about the first couple of weeks or so, I matched the amount of followers that I had on TikTok. So I was like, this is much better, and you get some quite good followers on there. So, and it's quite easy to target them. So you soon figure out just on the app, it's quite good. So I use that as well, because the way we look at it is it's just any views are good views, any followers just add to what we do. But it's worth a look. Have a look at it, see what you think, because you can target it as well. Because when you set up your profile, you can create your own sort of hashtags within your profile if you like. So it helps you find the targeted people, especially for what you're doing now. It could be quite beneficial to maybe narrow it down and get some narrow targeting for you. So
definitely check it out. There is a new thing on Instagram where you can choose your topics when you do your post. So it kind of helps you narrow down your group audience as well. So I've been kind of working on that a little bit.
Yeah, take a look at it. How's the Pinterest thing coming along?
It was going really well till the last week, where I've been so busy with other stuff, I haven't been consistently posting on it.
Okay, but
But I was having
generally,
really good growth and views and stuff on it. Because for 2 weeks I scheduled all my posts.
yeah,
Especially when I was away. Sometimes it's hard to, design like 5 pins a day, because I'm
yes,
trying to get to 5 pins. So it's usually between 3 and 5 pins I do every day. I have different ones. I have 2 OLSP ones. And then I have a couple other ones that I do. And yeah, I mean, the growth is good. I think Pinterest is very underutilized. You really
definitely,
have to do like keyword research for Pinterest,
yes,
and you really need to figure out, like, it's not always like the nice, aesthetically pleasing posts that are the ones that draw people in. Sometimes it's like the really ugly posts, like the bright colors and the weird pictures. Like, you really got to figure out what is going to work for your audience. So, and it's a search engine. So,
it is.
you can go into Pinterest and look and see what's trending on Pinterest right now. And honestly, all the fall stuff is trending. Halloween is trending. Pumpkin spice. Like,
Yeah, it's good, 'cause that is something I used to use as part of my social posting years ago. And it's only when you mentioned it, I was like, yeah, something that I could definitely look at to redo again. And I think I'll be a similar situation to Instagram, because my Pinterest account again is years old. It's not been used for a long time. So I think when it gets to that stage, you think just start again, start with a fresh one, and start at the beginning.
yeah.
But you're right, it is a search engine, and when you do a Google search things, Pinterest quite frequently comes up in search results. So
Yes.
it shows you that, like I said, if you get the right keyword research, if you can start coming up in the search results, you're going to get serious eyeballs on what you're doing. So
Yeah. I'm going to probably put my ebook on there today, and I might actually do like a little 4-page giveaway thing for Pinterest on how to like set up a business account and stuff, because that really helps with your keywords, because you can actually look up your keywords when you have a business Pinterest account. So
yeah, it's good. Well, keep us posted on it, because I love hearing stories that are just coming from, sort of from nothing and then launching into a project and building up.
well, the only reason I started it is because I actually, like, I have had it for years and I never use it. And it started popping up on my TikTok and people posting like affiliate stuff on there. So I thought I'd give it a try.
Yeah, go for it. I mean, this is what we all do. This is what we do, Leah, isn't it? We try these things, and we communicate and help each other, and that's what it's all about, and trying these things. And the only way, because you can hear or read as much as you like about something, but the best way with anything, it is true, isn't it? You
It's
can
all
research
trial
it
and
all.
error.
It is, exactly. It's trial and error. You can research it all day long, and you research it forever, But the best way is just jump in, try it yourself, mix up ideas, and see what you can do. And that's what I'm doing all the time. That's what I try and relay to the dominators that I'm working with. Just do these things and find the time. And just share. I'm trying to get one of these dominators at the moment into habit using CapCut, because I know once he starts using it, he'll start using it. But it's like anything; it's just start using it. I think he just can't quite get his head around at the moment. Because I tried to show him, I had a video call with him, and I tried to show him online, and I said it's so different online to actually showing you on my phone. I said,
Oh, it is. I used it on my computer yesterday, and it was way different than my phone.
It's very different, and I was trying to explain that to him, and he wasn't quite grasping it. So then I showed him. I went on to my Facebook Reels, and I showed him a couple of the reels that I'd made with CapCut, and then the penny started to drop a bit. Oh, I see what you're doing now. And I said, seriously, just get on there, download it on your phone, start playing with it. And I said, and look for templates that you can use. And I said, then if you click use the template, if you want to put your own photos in, you can. I said, and you can put them in, see what it looks like. If you don't like it, discard it. But I said, it's so easy to do. And you can, I said, put some music on it. And so hopefully once he gets it, And but it's all these little things because so many people say, but does it work? Do you get any leads from it? And you say, but it's they've got to learn to see the broad picture, haven't they? You've got to say, if you're getting all these eyeballs in a circle around all these different things, you're going to get leads coming from somewhere.
And that's the nice thing about CapCut. You can edit a video in there and you can use it on every single platform. Whereas if you take a video out of TikTok and try and put it in Instagram knows it's from TikTok. Yeah. They won't push that out at all.
They don't like it. No. It is not. That's why I said I don't use TikTok. No, I sort of got to the stage where I think, I just cannot be. It's too hard work. TikTok. It's just a constant battle against. It seems to be just you versus TikTok. And if they decide for any reason that they don't want to show your content, then they won't. It's just, they'll always cap you at that dreaded sort of 200. And it's very hard to push past that. They want to try and encourage you to boost posts as well. But I'm working on Instagram. I know a lot of people that use Instagram and do very, very well with it. So that's when you can say, the avenues there. It's just finding the opening for it, and that's what sort of keeps you going, because you think, look at these people they've started. I was following one guy in particular. He's with another program, and what I love is when somebody stays consistent. And I love following a story. Like I said, that's why I'm interested in your Pinterest, because they're the stories I love. And I think I say to anybody, chart your progress because they're so good. And this was a guy that was with a program, and he was posting, this programmer told him to post 3 times a day and do this and do that. And he's charted it from day one. He said, right, I'm going to try this. And he stuck with it. And it took him, for the first 3 months, he barely had a video that went over 200 views. Just he had a couple of the correct 300-400, went back down again. He was hardly getting any likes, was hardly getting any comments, and then he'd do a couple of Instagram stories saying that I'm keeping going, and suddenly it just peaked. All of a sudden it just peaked, and then you sort of watching his progress, and they start going up to the 400, 500, 600s, then in the 700, 800s, and now he's literally boomed. He's getting these. He's doing the same videos as he was doing at the start, but he just kept with the process, and he kept following them, doing what they said to do, and following the consistent. And now his views are in the thousands. His followers have just gone through the roof, And I'm just thinking, fair play, because so many people would have quit between that 1 and 3 month window and said, you know what, I've been doing this 3 videos a day for nearly 3 months. I'm not going over 200, and giving up. As we know, that's what people do, and they don't see things through, do they?
No, and that's, huge with even like just building a business and being in affiliate marketing. You're going to have low times, and it's going to take a while to build up. Like, you're not going to make 10 grand a month in your first month. Like, no. The likelihood of that is so rare, and people can do it, but later down the road, that's for sure an option for you. But you have to learn your niche, who your audience is. Like, you need to learn how to set up sales funnels, everything like that. So it's a process, and I think it's kind of over glamorized on TikTok right now about the potential you can make right off the bat, but it's there.
It is. You're right, and you're spot on, Leah. It is a building process, and that's what people don't get. I mean, I said I had this similar conversation with Ilse the other day, and I said when I was out of the industry for quite a while, and I've only been back sort of properly about 3.5 months or so, and I was with RPM for a while. That's where I first come across Ilse as her other persona. But when I came into OLSP, I just got to work and took off, and then I had a few people saying to me, "Oh, you must have had a big following already. You must have." And I said, "No, actually, you couldn't be far wrong." I said what I did have was experience. That's all I had. I had not the knowledge and experience when I used to be online before, because I was online for a few years. I said, but as for everything else, I said I'd stopped using my Facebook because I don't use it socially at all. I don't have any family or friends on here whatsoever. I just don't. I only use it for what I do, And I said my Instagram had fallen flat. I said I didn't have an email list, nothing. I said I literally just, it was like coming and starting all over again. And I said, but I just got to work doing what using knowledge that I knew, and fortunately for me, OLSP sort of took off, but it's still nowhere near where I'd like it to be, and nowhere near where I need it to be. But it's like you say, you get the quiet period, especially where we're going through at the moment over here in the UK. It's we're just coming towards the end of the school holidays, and it's notoriously quiet for UK because loads of people go away, the kids are on holidays and all the rest of it, and you always get this lull. But you just still keep going. You just still keep going, and then it generally picks up again. And you're right in what you say. You got to. These are the periods where you have to just keep going and just following the motion. And a lot of people don't get it. They just think, oh, no, waste of time.
Well, I think a problem is too, with all the TikTok videos and stuff, like it's like the shiny new object. What Ilse calls it, the shiny object syndrome.
The shiny, yeah, that's what it's known as. The shiny, yeah.
I have people underneath me who literally will be like, oh, have you heard of master resale rights? Oh, I want to do this. Oh, and they're like doing like multiple MLMs and businesses on the side and working a job and trying to do this. And I'm like, you need to sit down and write down what your goals are and like figure out what you want. Because, when you spread yourself around that much, you're not going to be able to focus consistently on your business. And then you're not going to go anywhere. You're just going to be treading water.
That's exactly right. I mean, it's so many people do it and they jump around just from the hot new thing. And you're right, people come to you and say, oh, yeah, but this guy on YouTube, he's making 10 grand a month. So, yes, he is, because he's a professional affiliate marketer on YouTube. So he probably is making that sort of money. He's probably been doing it a long time. He's got thousands of subscribers, thousands of followers. He can push one product out there and he can make it. But where's he making the money? From people like yourself who get sucked into it. That's where they make the money. That's what they do. That's what they're good at. But can the average guy jump on and do what he's doing and make that kind of money? No chance. It's just not going to happen. And you're right. There's so much of this out there, and this is why so many people get pulled in and lose so much money. Because they believe what they see. They throw the money in. And rightly what you say, I say to people, build one thing first, get it to, there's nothing wrong with multiple income streams. But trying to build 4 at once, if you haven't got one of them anywhere, is crazy. Like you said, you've got no focus. You've got to get one first to a level where you think, it's getting a little bit self-sustaining now. I can now look to add the second one and try and grow it that way. And it is a process. You've got to have this long-term future to build this forward, which you definitely have. And you're already seeing what these people they want. They want the results. They don't want the effort, and they want it tomorrow. And
they want fast money. Right?
They do.
A lot of people right now, I think, with inflation, especially in Canada, it's so bad here. Money is a huge thing, and people want money fast, and they're willing to jump in and try anything to get them there.
It's an expensive country, isn't it, Canada? I mean, I've never visited it personally, but I'm only going by what I've seen, because obviously we watch some programs, and we watch some of these programs where they do these like race around the world programs. And when you see these people visit Canada, and they're most of them are going, how much? Because they're comparing it to sort of their world, and we watch it and we go, oh my God, is how much just to get a ferry?
The ferries are ridiculous. That's exactly why I don't live on an island anymore in Canada, because it's like over $100 for you to get off of it, just with your car. No, the inflation post-COVID has been so bad. And I was actually talking to one of my girlfriends last night who lives in a different province than me. And she's like in Alberta, which is way cheaper than BC. I live in Vancouver. It is the most expensive city in Canada besides Toronto. Like rent here has been going up steadily 4% every month since January. So for a 1-bedroom right now in Vancouver is over $3,000. It's like, I'm lucky. I probably have the cheapest rent in the city. My landlords are great, but even like with what I pay, it's half of my paycheck when I was working at the hospital. Or not half my paycheck. It was a full paycheck. So like totally half a month. It's craziness. Like the groceries, I went to the grocery store, bought 4 things, and it was like $60. And I was like, what did I buy? Like,
Yeah. Yes.
it's just getting so bad now. People can't afford to eat. The food banks are now getting strapped because there's so many people. Like middle class is now turned into the lower class in Canada. We have refugees that are homeless because there is nowhere to put them because we have so many homeless people. The shelters are full. There's literally the amount of camps, homeless camps in cities across Canada right now. I've never seen it this bad. Like, I honestly feel like we're going to hit a bubble, and a lot of banks in Canada are getting ready for people to default on their mortgages because they've been hiking the rates up every 4 months for the last like year and a half, I think. And people can't afford to live. Like
No,
it's
it is very similar worldwide for sure, and it's got quite bad here in the UK, and all the things you touched on we can resonate with over here. You know, it's it is all post COVID and everything else, and we had the whole couple that with the Brexit fiasco, and then it's just a combination of everything, and all the energy rates just went sky high. We had fuel go sky high, and
oh my God.
the rates they were going up was insane. It was just going up literally all the time.
Do you guys by the gallon there or by the liter?
By the liter, we are now.
We're over we're like $2.15 a liter right now in Vancouver.
Because ours went right up to the UK. It went to about £2 a litre on the UK equivalent. It has come back down recently, but it's still way higher than it was, say, 2 years ago. You know, but it went crazy.
I remember filling up my car when it was like 37 cents a liter, and it cost me like $20, and now it costs me like $100 to fill my car up, and I'm like,
it is really bad. and you're right. The everyday shopping is just ridiculous. Everybody says about it how you spend so much and you got nothing in your trolley. You just picked up the essentials because you can't afford to pick up something else. And it is, and I think that is why there is a massive. It's completely different to when I was online before. There was a lot of people in the make money online arena. Affiliate marketing was nowhere near as big. It didn't have the interest. It was mostly sort of ClickBank, and that was about it. And it's just different people. Everyone there was just sort of trying to make a bit of extra. And the difference is now, I think, because like countries like yourself and the worldwide sort of cost of living, that the need is changed completely. People are desperate to get a side hustle, a side income, extra money, and and you only find out this by having the conversations that we do. The amount that say, I need this, we're strapped, we're doing food banks, we're working 2 jobs, we can't afford to pay the bills with this, with that, and it's just a common thing with so many different conversations. And you really do feel people because it is so hard, it really is.
Yeah, like when I was working at the hospital, from September to December, like we work 12-hour shifts and we switch between day and night. I was working every single day, and some of my days were 16-hour long days. And I was getting approved to work past fatigue a lot of the time. And I like doubled my income, almost tripled it in those few months. But by January, I completely burnt out. That was the first time I went on stress leave, and was it worth it? No. Like even the doctors I worked with would pull me aside and be like, what are you doing? You're killing yourself. Like you need to slow down. And they would always pull me aside throughout the shift to be like, go sit down and take a break.
And the hours that you said, that's so commonplace now. The amount of people you speak to, they're doing either 2 jobs or 16-hour days in whatever they're doing. And it is absolutely crazy. I mean, that's why the need is so much. The people that come in and they're desperate, and I think unfortunately that's what happens where they just throw money at things as well because they're so desperate to find something to work. It can have the opposite effect. Well, they see these shiny objects, they see these videos, and they just think, right, I'm going to throw $5,000 at this, and it's going to work. It's going to be my lifeline, and it doesn't, and they lose. It's the amount of conversation I've had with some really genuine people that have put sort of savings into things and nothing. and just thinking,
Yeah.
and you really feel for them because they literally just been sucked in by what they've seen and what they've heard, and they think they can just put the money in and it's going to come back
That's
out.
why I'm so skeptical.
Yes, you have to
Trying
be.
all these programs.
You have to be. You have to be so careful. You got to do your research, and online. This is why we do what we do. I say to people, you got to. It's half the battle is getting connected to the right people and the right programs.
Exactly.
That is half of it. Make sure you know who you're talking to, and make sure you know you're having conversations with. And I have so many conversations. Check out the Facebook profile. How long they had their profile. If it's just appeared 2 months ago, red flag. This person might not even be who their picture is. Make sure if you're dealing with somebody on Facebook that you can check them out. Make sure that account's been there a long time. Make sure these people are around. Just cover as many boxes as you can and play safe as you can.
It's been interesting, honestly. Like the people who have been reaching out to me in the last week have been literally like old coworkers I haven't talked to in years.
Wow, that's good. But they're good. That's what you need, and then you're going to get your own trust factor, which is what it's all about. And getting connected to the right people it's a people industry. It really is. So, well, it's been wonderful having you here, Leah. I like. It's great
and
when
it's
we have you on.
daylight again.
Yes, I was just about to say that because every time we have you on, it's dark when we start. You can just see watch it getting lighter. But I did try and get Ilse on as well, but she said she was stuck over in RPM, so she couldn't.
Oh, that's where she is.
That's what she said to me. Yeah, I messaged her just after I messaged you. I said, "Hey, Leah's coming on. Are you going to join us?" And she said, "No, I'm stuck in RPM." So
new site problems, I think.
Yeah, she's just everywhere, isn't she? She's a workaholic. I don't think she sleeps at all.
She spends so much time like just video calling. Like we'll just stay on Skype video call like most of the day, and it's like we're working in the same room. It's kind of nice because we can just like randomly say stuff to each other and bounce ideas off each other. So
that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. But hey, thanks for joining us again. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you on.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome anytime. You know that. A lot of people have been saying to me, am I going to continue after the 50? There's a good chance I might do. I might mix up the times a little bit, but
I would like it if you mixed up the times a little bit. Just don't go any earlier.
Yeah, maybe I'll go earlier. I'll try and mix them up so a bit later for you. It's a bit of a comfort time for you.
All right.
Okay. Well, we'll keep us posted on your progress with your Pinterest and your Instagram and all the rest of it. Go check out Clapper. Don't forget. Just get it straight on your phone. Give it a whirl. I'll see it because it grew quite quickly for me on there. It's not spiraling virally, but it's quite good. It's quite good, and you get some quite good engagement on it. So far in the early testing days, it's not bad, and it's just more eyeballs to what we do is what it's all about. And I will let you know if I do the new Instagram and Pinterest account, and maybe go from there.
All right, sounds good.
That's what we're here for, help each other. So thanks very much, Leah. Whatever you're doing, people have a great day. I hope I know a lot of people watch it back later on because they're not all early. But, thanks for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure. I'm going to have some coffee and breakfast. Have yourself a great day, and we'll speak real soon. Take care now. Thanks, everybody, and